What's going on, y'all? So listen. So we're back again for another episode review of Empire. This is season 4, episode 11, Without Apologies. So we start off with Lucius having this nightmare about everything that was going on. He's having flashbacks of what Andre said about, the whole bombing and all this shit. And he trying to put together the pieces. Because later when he gets to Empire, he tell Thirsty, you know what? I want to look into the files and stuff and into this Las Vegas bombing shit. I want to look into the witnesses and especially the witnesses and what my people, meaning his family, had to say because he got a hunch about something and he just trying to scratch that itch and see if everything cool. Okay, he putting the pieces together like, bitch, somebody in my family set me up, and 9 out of 10 he know that it was Andre's big crazy ass. Okay. Later he goes into his office that Cookie was preoccupied, was occupied while he was fucked up, and he get to sit in his chair again. He get to do all this stuff, and he want to know when Cookie gonna come back to the bedroom and shit like that. And she was like, I mean, I know we went through some stuff, but even though Claudia, the whole shit with Claudia, he was like, fuck that crazy bitch. She was like, yeah, fuck that crazy bitch, but things that she was saying at that cabin, it made me think about some stuff, and I was like, yeah, bitch, I forgot when I did my review for Acrimony. I forgot. I was sitting here thinking the younger girl who played Taraji. I was like, oh my god, she looks so familiar. I seen her on so many things besides that movie, and I couldn't put, like, it was right there until I sent it in the comments, and I was like, that is fucking right. She played the younger Cookie, okay, on here. But you know, Cookie tells him that this guy Kelly Patel is coming in. He's this big tech whiz type dude, um, and basically using him to get some money to back this 20 for 20 thing, making that 20 for 20 deal that they had started at the beginning of the first half of the season. And so, okay, Portia comes in telling them, you got to come downstairs and do all this stuff. Um, we get the scene with Forrest Whitaker, aka Eddie, and Nicole Ari Parker, his wife, on here. They looking at this rehearsal going on between Jamal, Hakeem, and Tiana. Okay, and it was irritating me. No, it was. I felt weirded out. First of all, y'all know I ain't really into. Y'all know I got a preference. I got a preference towards the darker shades. Okay. Come on, dark chocolate. Come on, a little bit of milk chocolate, whatever. But something about Nicole Ari Parker is just so fucking sexy to me. And it's like she stays the same. That lady never fucking ages. I don't know if it's the eyes or what. And then you put her and Boris Cujo together. That's too damn fine of a fucking couple to be together, okay? Bitch, if they ever break up, let me not put that up in the atmosphere. Take that, strike that down. We erase that. But she playing the wife, and they standing there, and she was worried about, because at the beginning of the first season when Eddie came in before it went on break, he came in to take over and do the daily duties or whatever until Lucius get his memory back or whatever to put on the front. And his whole thing is, she comes in saying that they got involved in a Ponzi scheme, didn't know all their money gone. So now he's finna devise a plan. I told y'all he trying to take over. He gonna try to fuck them. As soon as he came in, when Cookie introduced him his first time, something about him just made me feel uneasy. Like, he's not to be trusted. He's gonna take advantage of the situation. Then he trying to put Tiana as the MVP of the in the face of Empire. He's banking all his stuff on her so that he can make Empire blow up. They can get that money. They can get out, fuck them over, and do what they gotta do. Did you hear when the wife said, "Are you trying to make her wife number 4?" I said at first I wasn't paying attention. I had to rewind it because I thought Cookie had popped up and she was talking about her. But no, baby, she was talking about Tiana. And I said that is disgusting, because you saw the way he looked when Hakeem and her started kissing, and I was just like, you jealous of that? Oh, that is nasty. You look like you 50 some years old and she 20 and you praying on that. That is disgusting. So you can manipulate. All right. Oh, these pedophile ass shits, okay? I'm just saying you on some Andy Woody Allen type shit. R. Kelly up in this bitch. Anyway, moving on from that. Eddie brings in, Kelly Patel and was talking about the whole thing with the his tech company. At first, Cookie was just being left out because ain't nobody really introduced her. But Lucius took over because Lucius feeling like himself. And then Cookie had to take over and was like, you know what? No, no, no. You gonna want to do business with this company because you know that we the face and we know we out there and our business is good for your business and you know you're gonna want to do it, okay? um and eventually what she said, she was like, it's gonna be a good look for us, it's gonna be a good look for you, and you need to get on board, so like quit with the bullshit. And so when he was walking out with Eddie, he was like, are you sure this is gonna work, with all that drama? He was like, yeah, ain't gonna be no drama surrounding Empire no more. That's all done and good with. Bitch, why they get down there to the freaking boardroom? Becky, Cookie, Lucius, Eddie, all of them, they having a little meeting about everything that's going on with this Kelly Patel. They about to get this money. Everything is signed, sealed, deliver almost. Up until Portia comes up in there with the fucking iPad saying, y'all ain't gonna like this. We got some bad news. Remember TBD? And I was like, to be determined? What's going on? It was like, no. That's one of their first girl groups on Empire from like 20 plus years ago. Whenever the thing started, and they called Total Black Divas or Three Black Divas. That's what it's called. Bitch, they own Empire's version of TMZ, TMI, too much information. Talking shit about them and how, well, when we heard that this 20 for 20, we was one of the first girl groups on Empire. Hell, Lucian even gave us our name, okay? But when we heard this 20 for 20 deal thing going on, we thought that we would get a call, and we never got a call. I guess Cookie, she didn't think that we deserved a call. I mean, that's cool or whatever, because back then, 17 years ago, 20 years ago, bitch, she was up in somebody, place, making license plates, while, Lucian out here dicking off up in the Empire, basically fucking everybody else, putting his dick everywhere else. I said, oh, y'all shady as fuck. It was like, we finna do a reunion album, and if anybody wanna, any label wanna pick us up, you can pick us up for the right price, and we spilling all the Empire tea. I said, bitch, and who is the main diva? Motherfucker Tisha Campbell, okay? You better get them checks while y'all over there hiding $50,000 from the bankruptcy lawyer. Okay, go ahead, Tisha. Tisha, did they fix her teeth? Because y'all know Tisha got teeth, that bottom row of teeth, it's like a fucking picket fence, okay? It really is, but a dingy one. Jamal had took Andre back to his place, and of course Andre is like, oh my God, this is where I last saw Pamela. It felt so real. I thought she was so real. Yeah, you just crazy, okay? That's all it is. But moving on from that, speaking of Jamal, Eddie later comes over there to his place trying to see what's going on with him and should basically tell him he want him to sit out the showcase because of this recent scandal that he got going on with, Angelo and that killing and all that shit. He wants him to sit it out for the moment and just let the heat die on that because his whole thing is he don't want to, no type of scandals to pop up. That's why they trying to put a lid on this TBD shit, because if there's too much scandal and all this stuff, too much heat on Empire, too much drama, Kelly Patel is going to drop out, and that's not what they want. Mind you, Cookie said she was going to go over there and talk to TDP. Bitch, they go to see them at a fucking mall singing, and ain't nobody barely paying attention. And if they are paying attention, they looking like, this some washed up bullshit. Babies walking on the stage, throwing popcorn on the stage. Bitch, that white lady was the only one grooving that was behind them in that purple pastel shirt they had on. She was, I said, through the whole thing. And then at one point, this black lady, I was about to call her a black bitch only because she was bogus as hell that she did that, but I'm gonna strike that down. But her phone, I guess the charger was going down, and so she unhooked their sound and plugged up her shit and said, I need to hook up my phone. Who does that? Mind you, Cookie over there getting the key from the whole thing, okay? Like, these motherfuckers acting like they big and bad, and look where they at. Y'all clapping. Becky said, y'all clapping for that. It was like they need some new outfits and some new wigs. I said, Becky, you need one too, so stop that. Stop that. So then, they come up there and they see, of course, they see Cookie, and they was like, so this what it's come down to? Listen, okay, fuck this shit. I ain't here to apologize. I ain't here to start no trouble. She was like, girl, I knew they was finna come up here and sue our asses. It was like, no, we ain't finna sue you. We finna give you this deal. Come sign on, do your little reunion record with Empire, and just cut this interview, stop it from getting off on air. And of course, Tisha Campbell's thing was, yeah, we'll do that only on one condition. Oh, is it contagious? That shit had me funny. That was funny to me a little bit. But she was like, yeah, have Lucy say an apology. Okay? And he was like, he know why. So later, we got TBD up in there and they just kicking it at Empire, eating their little food, being pampered. Lucius coming in bearing some gifts and stuff. And he was like, you ladies, I just want to say you look great, and whatever happened to with between us all those years ago, if any time I ever offended you, I apologize. That was like, bitch, that fake ass apology, the fuck out of here. You know what? You want to apologize for the shit that you did to us, kicking Tasha out the group because she got fat, bitch. Is that what it was? Girl, you did get a little thick, but you look cute though. That whole scene had me rolling because Tisha Campbell and the way that she was acting, because it reminded me so much of when Tisha was playing Gina on Martin, and Gina and Pam used to go back and forth, especially on that episode when Biggie Smalls was on there. Tony Faker, Anita Faker, Phony Braxton, that whole shit. It for some reason reminded me of that. And basically was like, you over here giving all this shit to your con artist, a convict of a wife, baby mama to do, and all that shit. She disrespecting us. She was like, the first of all, leave that out of there, okay? This ain't got shit to do with it. And then Tisha put out there basically, so when your wife wasn't in the picture, where did you go to get your dicks up? To get your rocks off, okay? Basically put it out there that they fucked each other, She was like, TBD, help keep the lights on and all this shit. Next thing you know, he was like, let me tell y'all something, since y'all want to keep going here. I'm trying to be nice to y'all, but I gave you an apology, okay? And y'all know after my accident, I can't remember things that happened way back then. So, whatever happened, I apologize. They were like, nigga, fuck you, and all this shit. And they was like, you know what? That's alright, because we're going to be on Paul Wise label. They already offered us some stuff, and we're going to release a diss track and burn y'all ass down. It was like, his promotional fucking cost ain't shit compared to his, okay? So what are you talking about? And was like, you know what? He singled out the curly haired girl and was like, hey, time did you well. You, the only one. And teacher was like, did you just smile at that? Did you just smile at that? Girl, they was arguing on the way out. That shit was funny to me. I said, leave it to Tisha to just come in and just make it funny. So Cookie and Lucius, they in the office talking about the whole thing that's going on with them girls and how they finna fuck they shit up and everything. And the whole time, he talking about how he got her back and he gonna fix the stuff and all this shit. But he offers her a drink. She said, I can't drink that right now. Give me some ginger ale. And then when she gets up to leave, she was like, this whole thing got me dealing with them, got me feeling all nauseous and stuff. I said, bitch, is Cookie pregnant? Okay. Is she fucking pregnant? Because later on they meet up with TBD, okay, and they got Phil Wise up in there. And, of course, Gina's all, cocky with it. And old girl over there stealing that candy like Cookie said, put that candy back like, what the fuck? Okay. Told her to put that shit back. I said she had a whole bunch of lollipops up in her hand. I said, what are you doing, girl? Calm down. And so after that, basically, to get back at them, his petty ass, Lucius, brought Phil Wise company, okay? Therefore, meaning that TBD is now under contract with Empire, and they own their name, they own their records, they own and copyright everything, and now they have to work for them and do whatever they say. Okay, so they gonna have to do that reunion album on their terms. And then he told them to apologize for talking about his wife, and she was like, say it with a smile, and they go down there and rehearse. Okay, Cookie gets up and she almost faints, and I'm like, oh shit, this bitch pregnant. He talking about something. I'm here for you. I told you I'm here. I'm here to take care of you and all that shit. I was like, all right. All of a sudden, we supposed to really. I don't think this gonna work out. I really don't. I really don't. But anyway, we got Jamal meeting up with. Well, he in a studio, whatever, playing on the piano. Becky comes in. She was about to leave out. Their relationship hasn't really been on the same level in a minute, but he said, come on in here. I want to talk to you. They started talking about things that's going on because she sees that he's not on the 20 for 20 thing. Well, at the showcase for the Kelly Patel dude. And, it was like everybody just wanted me to sit back and do all this other stuff. And he's just annoyed, okay? And then at this point, this is when he giving out his feelings about what's going on and how he, is over the whole shit. And then Becky was like, well, shit, bitch, you got it hard. I'm fucking pregnant, okay? I'm pregnant. I didn't tell J Papa because he extra Christian and he probably gonna want me to keep it. And I'm like, damn, I just got this position that I've been working so hard for. And it's like, do I need a child to come in and fuck that up? So that's what she on. He was like, I wanted to tell you, but we haven't been talking like that. And, they was just being there for each other. It was a nice little moment. Tiana, you just, this is how y'all get it. This is how y'all get it. Okay? Bitch, Eddie is doing a little bit too much, alright? Eddie is controlling his hell. Eddie's sitting here talking to Tiana, hyping her up. Oh, yeah, we going to do all this. You going to have your, the VMAs. You're going to be on the red carpet. You're going to be on Jimmy Letterman. You're going to be on Jimmy Kimmel. You're going to be on Fallon. You're going to be on Colbert, all these shows, okay? Cohen. You're going to be on everything, all right? But the thing that you got to remember is if you all in this, you have to be all the way in this. You have to live, breathe, and sleep this music if you want to get to the top. And it was like, I am. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. Eddie. Thank you so much. He was like, well, if you are, tell me how I felt when I seen you over there with Hakeem lip locking and all that shit. Okay? You don't need no distraction if you up in this game, because the only man that you need to be listening to and dealing with is the one that's sitting right here in front of you. I said, Tiana, don't you got a daddy? If you ain't got a daddy, you got somebody in your life that's like a father figure, and he ain't it. Okay, so why you letting this man talk to you like that? This man don't control your career. All right, it don't control your career like that. All right, he just pops in and you just cool with it. Lucius didn't even do no shit like this. Like, come on, girl, you gotta use your mind. See, this is how they get them: young, dumb, naive, and easy to control. And Andre go back to the church, to the pastor, and he was just like, the people supposed to be throwing me a welcome home party, and I just can't go knowing all the bad stuff that I've done to them. And it was like, what did you do? He said, I can't say. He was like, well, if you can't confess right here, you need to tell it to the people that you hurt. And then he just walked out. I was just like, okay, Andre. So it's time for the little showcase, and TBD get up there, they perform, everybody love it. Kelly Patel is there, everybody's loving it. Later on, Hakeem proposes to Tiana, and she was like, I love you, Hakeem, and we just got back together, but I can't because I don't need no distractions. And I'm like, oh my goodness, so you really gonna let this man that you don't know, who is not your daddy, tell you what to do? But okay, and he is just fucking around on everybody, okay? Listen, he goes to a dinner with Patel, Eddie, and his wife. And Patel liked the showcase and all this stuff. Next thing you know, Eddie is fingering his wife underneath the table. I ain't had no problem with this. Do what you gotta do. Okay. Sometimes money make you come. It is what it is. Then all of a sudden, Kelly was like, so how do we tell Lucius that I'm buying out Empire? I said, bitch, that's what you doing? All of this was a front. for him to come in. It's just a thing. That's why he wanted no scandals and whatever, and see can the company come back from the scandals that they had so that he can come in and take it. I said that's fucked up. And then Andre at this dinner, he looking all of guilty that something is going on because the daddy said that, like we said in Vegas, I'm gonna hand over the reins to you still. And he was like, for real? He was like, what's wrong with you? Nothing. And Lucius is looking at him like, yeah, I know you gotta get some shit off your chest. Go ahead and get it off your chest, bitch. And Becky, let me just tell you this. What in the Beckery is going on with you? You waited until that man got off the stage being hyped about how big the crowd was, the reception and all that stuff, just on cloud nine, for you to tell him, I'm done. Girl, broke his little heart. Just tell the man that you're pregnant, okay? You just never know how it's gonna go. So, everybody's just sitting there all dull at this little so-called party, and Cookie's like, Jamal, what's wrong with you? It was like, well, I'm just mad that I don't appreciate being benched. She said, what are you talking about? You the one that sat out. So now he looking like the fuck because he didn't know that they didn't know that Eddie was the one told him to sit out and that everybody, so now it's starting to come together that somebody's playing games. Then the whole thing with Hakeem and Tiana, she said, I think about marrying you. They was like, baby, that's a nice way of saying no. Okay. And it was like, Andre, what's wrong with you? He was like, can I go speak to you in the room privately, Pops? And then he just let it out. It was me who tried to kill your ass. I put the bomb on the car or whatever, and I was saving it, and I thought I was saving y'all because of love, but it was really because you handed over the company to me. And he opened up this little case that Lucian had and had a gun that was in there and cocked it and said, I made my peace, do what you got to do with it. Lucian was in there crying, and he just snapped and he knocked his ass out. He fighting and all this stuff. You could have killed your mama and all this shit. He wasn't worried about him. He was saying, you could have killed your mom. Okay. Cookie and them come up in there like, what are you doing? And they tried to break it up. And he just kept on saying, it was him, it was him. And then he let them know it was him that tried to kill him. That's fucked up. So Lucius is over there talking to Cookie like, well, he's not in his right mind and stuff was going on. So she was trying to make sense of it and trying to tell him, you know, he's still our kid. At least he confessed and all this stuff. Meanwhile, Andre sitting out there and the kids, the Jamal and Hakeem, trying to make sense of it and was like, please tell me that all them drugs aren't in your system. They still in your system yet. And he was like, no, they out my system. And I'm telling the truth. I did try to kill him, but at least I told the truth. I told him. And Jamal was like, well, he did all this stuff to me. He did all this stuff to Hakeem. But I dreamed so many times of putting a cap in him, but I didn't because you don't kill your father and stuff like that. So back in the room, Lucian really thinking that he has no part in the reason why these kids feel the way that they feel. And Cookie is trying to tell them what it is. And next thing you know, Mama basically almost passes out and she just can't catch her breath. And then all of a sudden she was like, my arm. I said, this bitch is having a heart attack. Is she having a heart attack or something? Because that's all I remember when they say something about the arm and she did something like that to her left arm. And I was like, oh my goodness. So it wasn't no pregnancy. Just, I hope it's just stress. I hope it's just stress and she having a panic attack or whatever. I don't want nothing real serious going on with her. So they had to call the cops, ambulance and all that shit. But that was Empire. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about it and I'll see y'all later. Peace.